Well, thank you for the like. Hello, how you doing? Just thought I'd restart and yeah. But maybe I need to try and pay a bit more attention to the chat, I don't know. Otherwise people are just gonna probably go. Yeah. Because I suppose like with live streaming and stuff, it's about interaction and stuff. Otherwise, I might as well just make a video and talk about things. It's all about the back and forth when it comes to live streaming. So yeah, no. There's nothing really to see in here. Well, if people keep going about house tour, like why do they care? It's just a freak. Well, it's actually a flat. It's like I don't know why people want to see what the house looks like. It's just kind of nosy to me, really, but it's not like it's friggin' MTV Cribs or something. That show was apparently a bunch of fake BS anyway. People renting out houses, pretending it's their own. Hello, Krennic. How you doing? It's like there was that show Pimp My Ride. Apparently a lot of that was fake as well. Hello, Weak Sung. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do live by myself, yeah. Uh, Hello, One Dark Rep. Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm alright, thank you. How are you doing? Welcome to my live. Oi, yeah, I'm in York. Where are you from? I've not seen, what is it called for a while in here. L-Dog. I noticed because I had timed him out because of some shit that he was saying, and then he's not been back here since. Favourite songwriter, singer, probably Mike Patton. Yeah, I've been in a relationship before. How are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. What's the channel? Hello, Shaky. Good to see you. Hello, Trash Talk. Yeah, we talk, have Q&As and stuff like that on here. So I've been in a relationship before, but not for a long time though. Hope you've all had a good day today, everybody. There was this video called, like, what is it? Like, basically, like, was it beginner to legendary calisthenics leg exercises, and there's some really crazy stuff on there. Wonder how many of that stuff you guys can do. I've got as far as being able to do, like, the, what is it called? The Cossack pistol squat. So just showing that earlier. I'm 30 years old. How are you? What is the happiest day of your life? Good question. I guess when I was on holiday in Barcelona was good with family. We had a good time, but it's hard to really say what the most happy. I've had some good times before. I've been on different trips and had good times when I was in the Lake District. That was good. I enjoyed those times. Got 19 in the house and 7 likes. Hit that like button if you're new here. Hit the subscribe button. Pistols are hell on the knees. Oh, really? Yeah, well, I guess it depends how you're doing them and stuff. It depends if you're putting a lot. I remember I noticed it was some issue on my knees, but what I did is try to like kind of focus on taking the pressure off it, and then kind of onto like if I remember, I put it onto the feet instead or something like that. I remember I had this adjustment with the pistol squat where instead of putting pressure into the knees, I would try to use some force through, like kind of like pushing the floor away, basically, is how I would describe it. Thank you. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that one dark rep, but I remember when I've done pistols before, and it did cause a bit of tenderness in the knees, but then I noticed that when I shifted the technique of it, that I noticed that it went away, and yeah, so it was something to do with pressing through with the foot or something, instead of trying to like kind of kind of like strain your knees or something. I don't know. It's I'll have to look into this, see if there's anything to that. It's like pressing the floor away, and see if there's anything to that. Oh yeah, yoga's supposed to be good. So basically it's saying here about, yes, pressing the floor away during a pistol squat is a crucial technical cue to protect your knees and improve efficiency. This action helps engage the glutes, quads and hamstrings, providing stability and reducing the stress placed on the knee joint. It was like a sort of, like an instinctive thing that I had where I was like, this is causing some strain on the knees. And I thought, okay, well, if I try and put pressure into my foot, it's going to take pressure away from the knees or something, and it worked. Hello, amazing world. I don't know what we're saying in here. Not a legend. Oh, well, it's all subjective, I guess. If you want to think that I'm not a legend, then you're entitled to that opinion, But, hello, Stephen. How you doing? I hope you're well tonight. Yeah, hello, my knees. Oh, I thought you meant as in like that they can put pressure into the knees. But like I said, if you're finding like the one-legged squats can be straining on the knees, is trying to think of it as pressing the floor away, rather than thinking of it as lifting your leg up. It's same with like it just can improve efficiency and strength. It's actually improving muscular, like activation. Same with push-ups, where they say, think of it as, instead of thinking of it as moving your body up, like that you're pushing the ground away. So they say it's the same thing with deadlifts as well, for better efficiency and form, to think of it as pushing the earth away. So like, instead of, because otherwise you can be lifting with your back too much, and you can strain that and then not actually engage the muscles that you want to engage, which would be like your glutes and your hamstrings, that you would be taking a lot of load on the lower back. It's okay to use some upper back, I believe, like to round some of the upper back to kind of, which would put some, load onto your mid traps and lower traps and stuff like that, which can help aid the movement aid with reducing the overall range of motion, is how I describe it, because that way you can sort of, if you're actually trying to like lift maximum weight. But if you're trying to like, use the deadlift as a exercise for like the glutes and stuff, then the hamstrings, then you want to probably focus on range of motion in those muscles. But I would say there's probably better exercises for the hamstrings, but I've heard that it only trains one of the hamstrings, because it doesn't train effectively the biceps. What's it called? Is it biceps femoris or something like that? I think it is. It's basically like involves in like when you're actually doing like leg curls and stuff. Inspiration to start this channel. Good question. Originally, I was just trying to like come on and talk about just like self-improvement and like and that type of stuff, and more about sort of just to basically you start up a community of like-minded people who are, you know, sort of like interested in bettering themselves. Yeah. I mean, I just don't really do open panels myself usually nowadays. I'm just kind of mainly just kind of doing it myself. But hello, Range Rover. How you doing anyway? I mean, like, I guess it comes down to like, it's subjective. Like, what people get out of it is, you know, gonna be individual, I guess. Maybe for some people it's to inspire them to start their own channel, or maybe it's to inspire them to work out, maybe it's to inspire someone to eat healthy, maybe it's to inspire them to start their own business. I mean, there's all sorts of things that people can maybe, you know, take from it, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, I would say like yeah, the best exercise is you want to isolate the what is it? The hamstrings are probably going to be some kind of a leg curl, I would say. But yeah, those super light. So it's probably good to include some of them in with your hamstring training. Even if you're doing, say, like deadlifts, it's probably a good idea to add in some. So I've started to train my hamstrings more. So I've been doing these like body weight hamstring curls, which are not the Nordic curls, but like they're basically you're on the floor, and then you can use, say, like a towel or a mat or something, or a piece of clothing if it can slide, and then it'll sort of. But the trick is to keep your butt high, so that when you're doing it, you're sort of like, so you're keeping it tight, so that's going to increase the challenge. Because if you're just doing it from the floor, then it's going to like, if you just have your butt almost on the floor, then it's going to like be a lot easier. You're going to be training, it's going to be more of a sort of like hip flexor thing really, but the idea is to keep your hips like fully like extended, and then kind of, so that, yeah, you can focus on training the hamstrings. I find it's a really good hamstring exercise, and I could just after a few reps I could really feel the hamstrings being trained. So yeah. Anyway, so is everyone all right tonight? Hit that like button. Thank you for the 11 likes. Yeah, how you doing? Kid Wonder Rosie Gaming live stream. Please tips on studying. I mean, I think just like trying to. Well, a lot of it's going to be about discipline and just. Hello, Ross. How you doing? Thank you. You have to discipline yourself, really, don't you? You have to just kind of focus on. You know, maybe just getting rid of any distractions. Maybe just like putting your phone away or whatever, and just trying to get rid of any sort of distraction that will stop you from studying, really. Anything that you would like have as a distraction. Like if you're living at home, it could be a good idea to say have somebody confiscate it temporarily. That way, you don't go on your device when you're supposed to be studying or something. There could be a way to study without. Yeah, just you could just kind of discipline yourself and just to get rid of distractions. Basically, is what I'd say. Overthinking. Yeah, so what to do about overthinking? I mean, I would say just try it is like exercise and meditation are some of the things that I would do. I mean, when you do a lot of exercising, I just find that I just don't have the energy to overthink anymore. And then I can just go into like a meditation and just kind of, yeah. So that's something that I do as a part of my routine. So let's see about that. Exercise. Listen. Hello. What's it? Idris. How you doing? I hope you're well. So it says exercise reduces overthinking by releasing mood-boosting endorphins, lowering stress, and forcing the brain to shift focus from ruminating thoughts to physical sensations. Effective activities include rhythmic cardio, running, swimming, walking for distraction, strength training for focus, and yoga or dance to promote presence and body awareness. Hello, Mr. DJZ. Okay, whatever. Anyway, hello, Sunish. How you doing? So there's this thing as well called the 3-3-3 grounding technique. So it says, when anxiety sparks, stop and identify 3 things you see, three things you hear, and 3 things you can touch. This anchors you in the present. Another one here is high intensity interval training, or HIIT training they call it. The intensity of this training allows little room for thought, providing an immediate mental escape. No, I'm not a psychologist. Oh, really? Whatever. Cameron, what are you on about? Anyway. I'll go and watch your good news then. Anyway. Exercise is one of the most effective evidence-based ways to break the cycle of overthinking, rumination, anxiety by... So it's just... what happens afterwards? So lower stress hormones, exercise lowers levels of cortisol and epinephrine, the hormones responsible for that racing mind feeling. Hello, Albin, how are you doing? Improved mood, the release of feel-good neurotransmitters, endorphins and serotonin, elevates your mood and boosts self-esteem. Increased focus, regular activity can increase the volume of the hippocampus, the part of the brain associated with memory and learning, enhancing your ability to focus. Reduced mental fatigue. Even if your body feels tired, your mind will feel clearer and more energized. So there you go. Hello, Staley Bailey. Hello, Johnny. Oh, good. What is it with this chat, eh? But yeah, exercise can be a good one. Yeah. Well, I think it's having like mental clarity, but like you don't have the energy to like overthink. So overthinking drains your energy. If you're already feeling physically drained, then there's not a lot of energy left over to have crazy overthinking, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I'm doing fine, thank you, Barry. How are you doing? Okay. Okay. No, can't do that now. Third to Midland. Midland, you mean Midland? Third to Midland, as they say. What were we talking about? I was just talking about how to help with overthinking and using exercise as a tool to help to shift you more into the present and to lower cortisol and stuff. Because there's a link between overthinking and cortisol. And it's shifting you out of that fight or flight mode into like parasympathetic. And that can still have benefits after the exercise, and you can feel more calm, basically, is what I'm saying. No, I can't do that one, really. Touching grass, you're on about grounding. Yeah, it's supposed to be beneficial for a lot of people just to feel, but I would say exercise is good in general because it's just got, you're going to benefit a whole lot from exercise in terms of improved mood, improved focus. There's evidence that it can improve brain function and all sorts of organ functions, reducing the risk of a whole bunch of different illnesses, whether it be diabetes, heart disease, even possibly certain cancers. There's reduced risk of. There's a whole bunch of benefits of exercise. It's very important that people try and incorporate some exercise into their routine. But oh really, Jakey, what's that for? Well, why don't you just go away then? You know? There's no need for that, is there? Let's see them not see if I can do something, you know? They probably can't do shit themselves, you know? Probably just projecting, aren't they? Oh yeah, that's the thing, here we go. Projecting their own misery or insecurity or something, but whatever. It's just sad. Yeah. Anyway. Hope everyone's well tonight. Exercise like sport. I mean, just general exercise, you know, maybe going for a jog, maybe going for a bike ride, something like that. Lifting some weights. You know what I mean? There's many different ways that you can do it, but the important thing is that you're doing something to keep you active for your mind and body. There is numerous health benefits, both mental and physical. I was actually talking about the benefits the other day of eating dark green vegetables, on how it can restore CoQ10 and maintain CoQ10, apparently. So that's something I was looking at. So that's quite fascinating. Apparently, it's something to do with the how when the sunlight hits the green pigments, the chlorophyll, that has some kind of benefit to the body or something, for like basically CoQ10 said to be like an antioxidant. Simplify ourselves. Oh yeah, suppose yeah. Like a lot of people overcomplicated their lives now with like all this stress from like social media and having to try and live up to a certain standard, but some might say a lot of the mental health is from like people overcomplicating things to a point where just to try and get by now is like, it's a chore for a lot of people. But back in the day, it's like they were saying, even like peasants worked less than we do now. That they on average, you know, worked less hours than we do. Yeah, they worked hard, but like, you know, they actually worked less. So like, why is it that people are working so hard just to get by, you know? Maybe if they actually simplified their lives, they could actually be doing a lot better. And the thing is, they were actually, peasants were actually working for somebody else. Now, if they were actually doing it all for themselves, then I'm pretty sure that they could actually, it probably would only take a few hours a week to do what they need to do. They probably work like an hour or two every day just to do things like gardening or whatever, and just yeah. But the system has made things more complicated than they need to be, really. Were peasants less depressed than us? Well, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of depression now. A lot of that probably stems from social media and people comparing themselves and just all this unnatural shit, really. And people were saying that all peasants were like really oppressed and all that. And yeah, in some ways things got bad. Like they did work very long hours in the summertime and stuff, but you could argue they probably had better food than we do now, you know? They probably got better nourishment. Now they used to eat a lot of barley and things like that, you know? What is the shit that people eat now? It's like McDonald's and shit like that. That's probably not very good for you as well, in terms of your mental health even. There's actually a link between diet and mental health as well. So all this modern ultra-processed stuff, it might not be the best for your mental health either. They found that like your whole foods tend to be better for like the gut microbiome, and there's a link between the gut microbiome and your health, your mental health, and like your also things like your immune system. They say something like 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. I mean, you can look this up, right? So like if your gut isn't very healthy, then that could compromise your immune system overall. Let's see what it says. It says approximately 70 to 80% of the body's immune cells reside in the gut, specifically within the gut-associated lymphoid tissue, GALT, making it the body's largest immune organ. This concentration is crucial because the digestive tract is the primary entry point for pathogens, allowing the immune system to constantly monitor, interact with, and neutralize foreign threats. So there you go. But the thing is, I actually did get kind of sick at the winter, even though I do eat a lot of fiber and stuff. But like, I think a lot of that was down to part of it. I think was down to I was actually busking out in the cold weather, and I dried up my sinuses, which probably doesn't help. Yes, strong core. Oh yeah. Anyway. Whatever, survivor, I don't care. Go away, weirdo. Why do they keep coming back here? What are you saying? And 70% death rate at birth, good times. Who's got 70% death rate at birth? Who are you talking about here? Not really, like hunger stuff were massive before, lots of disease, but their skin was better though, by the way. Well, yeah, there is always going to be bad stuff that's happened throughout history. You know, there was a lot of bad. Yeah, there's always been problems, but you could say we have it lucky now in some ways. We have, oh really, yeah. Yeah, but that's all they knew really, wasn't it, I suppose? So you could argue that when we're exposed to so much like better life, that can lead to certain expectations, and people can get quite sort of. The problem is a lot of these people are putting out fake lives. They don't even live that way because a lot of them can't even afford it. They rent out their cars, they rent out their house. Like, there's all these gurus out there, and they do all this fake it till you make it crap. They have to pretend that they own shit that they don't. So yeah, so it says here about probiotics and prebiotics helps train immune cells to fight viruses. Studies show probiotics, e.g. lactobacillus, reduce cold duration and severity. So, yeah, so maybe look into, if you're someone who gets a lot of colds, then yeah, lactobacillus it's called or something. Lactobacillus. But apparently it comes from like yogurt, so it depends if you're someone that doesn't eat dairy, then that would be something that you wouldn't eat. Anyway, so what's this? Oh yeah, veggies are good as well. Oh yeah, active yogurt. So it's like but exercise is said to be good for the immune system as well, because you're actually increasing immune surveillance, decreasing inflammation, increasing your antioxidants and stuff like that. So there is a number of benefits to exercise, like I said. But yeah, so fermented foods and stuff. National calories. Yeah, sauerkraut might be a good shout, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, you got like I said, lactobacillus, but I don't know if it can be found in other things. Lactobacillus. Oh, yes, I'm British. Yeah. Yeah, we all right, everybody. Workout routine, yeah, I do. Well, I mean, I just do workouts most days. So it's not bad heart, no exercise. Yeah, if you don't exercise, then he walks in circles. Well, that's not necessarily exercise, but it's movement, at least, anyway. More than some people are doing, anyway. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. I think I'm just gonna probably get off for a bit. Maybe I'll come back on later, I don't know. But I'll see you all in a bit.